Take the stage, find your place. This is what you were made for. Don't be afraid. You have freedom and grace. It's you we're waiting for. See how you shine when you find your light.
You just heard the vocal stylings of our own Mariama Whyte. Mariama is an example of one of our local talents who calls Cleveland home, but yet she has been known to go out and perform off Broadway, on Broadway, under Broadway, sideways, because your biggest claim to fame has been The Lion King.
Yes.
Yes, and so Mariama and I met, I think it was way back at Simply Heavenly.
Yes, that was 2000, I think, 2001.
Was it that?
It was
close.
Yes. Right, it was a while ago.
Yeah, I know it was a while ago, but it felt like even further. So anyway, welcome Miss Mariama
Thank
Whyte.
you. Good to be back. Thank you so much.
Yes, Gary, do you know Mariama? Have you met her before?
Yes, I have.
Well,
Yes.
where?
Where? It was a wake up and live function of some sort. Might have been under Broadway for that matter.
I think it might have been possibly the first time I was here, which was a while ago, but I think it might have been also at a workshop that you were doing.
Could have been a while, because it was a while ago. Yeah.
There have been so many wake up and live functions of various kinds through the years.
And you have been with us the whole time. You are a mighty stalwart supporter.
Me and Hector, we've been here for a long time.
Yeah, so what's the latest? What's going on? You've got
what's
some
the latest?
wonderful. We'll start with the Hub's Groove and the Chaka Khan.
Okay,
and
for sure. Well, let me start with what I just released, and then I'll go into that, because I'm excited about all
What was
of
the title that we just heard?
The song I just sang was called Find Your Light, which is actually the title track of my EP. And,
Okay.
The album is 5 songs. It's a short album, but it's a smorgasbord of all my different sounds that I have. It's an R&B album, but it has mergings of some folk and rock and reggae sounds.
Would you use the word like fusion?
Yeah, fusion is a good way to say it.
Yeah,
But
because
it is definitely an R&B soul album.
Gotcha.
Fused with some different sounds.
But as the expression goes, the chick can sing anything. Okay. So what's going on now?
Well, actually, about a week and a half ago, I just released a song that's pretty personal to me, actually, but it's gotten an amazing, very inspirational response. April is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I just released a song that is a personal story of mine that I decided to put out now just because although it's a very private matter, I thought that it would be good to just get awareness and because so many people right now in the country are bringing attention to this cause. I thought that by sharing my story through song, I thought that would be a good idea, and it's been just wonderful, wonderful response. The song is called My Innocence and My Shame. I made a video for it, and I released the song at the same time on April 10th. So I was very nervous, but I'm very excited that it's been getting such a wonderful response, and people have gone through some healing through the message as well. Also, next week, for the next couple of months, I'm going to be pretty busy. Next week, I'm going to be singing with Hub's Groove. They do a smooth jazz First Fridays, and so we decided to do a tribute to Chaka Khan. So it's going to be a full set of Chaka Khan songs. So I'm going to be singing about 5 or 6 songs.
Where's that going to be?
That's going to be at the Terry Macklin Center in Solon.
Terry Macklin Center in Solon.
It starts at 8. There'll be line dancing from I think about 8 to 9, and then 9 on we'll just jam to Chaka.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's not very far. It's in I don't know the exact address on the top of my head, but it's on my website. And, I'll definitely give that.
And lots of Chaka stuff?
The whole set will be Chaka.
I like Chaka. That sounds good to me.
I'm going to ask you to sing a Chaka song as we close out.
Yes, I love Chaka.
Oh, yeah.
I love Chaka. And actually, so that's next Friday, May 2nd. May 3rd, I'm going to be singing as well with Hub's Groove at the United Black Fund event. That's their annual gala, which I'm very excited about. Kenny Latimore is also going to be singing too, so I'm excited to be on the same bill with R&B national artists, so that's exciting. I also have June 16th, Monday, June 16th, we're actually going to be here at Rainey Institute. I'm cast as a lady in red in Tazaki Shange's benefit staged reading of For Color Girls Who Have Considered Suicide and the Rainbow Is Enough. I must say the whole title.
You're doing well. I can't pronounce her name for any amount of money.
I've heard it so many times, and and I got a chance to meet her a couple of years ago and asked her to please pronounce it so I know how to pronounce it. It has definitely been pronounced so many different types of ways. But I'm very excited about that. So we have tickets for that as well going on sale. And that's going to be a benefit that we are right now just doing a lot of promoting and marketing for. It's going to be a wonderful event.
And in order for people to participate in any of your fabulous events, how can they contact you?
They can go straight to my website. I have everything right on my website, www.mariamawhyte.com. And all of my events, my updates are there. They can read more about me as well. I have videos on there as well too. So everything that they need to know is right on my website. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and all that social media. All that. But they can go directly to my website and find out everything.
Okay, and one last question before we have you sing us out of here. I think it's one last question. I never know. It isn't one last question, but anyway, how did you get started with singing? I know you come from an artistic family. I'll just throw this in. Many of you know who Diane McIntyre is, the fabulous, world-renowned choreographer. And she is slightly Mariama's aunt. She too.
Slightly. She is.
She too lives right here in Cleveland, in the old neighborhood where my sister and I grew up. So we know your family. From back in the day.
Yes, from the Adams days.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely in the blood for sure. When I was younger, about 8 or 9, I knew I could sing, but my mother really took. I had a solo in a play in the 4th grade, and that was probably the first time I really realized that I could hold a note that captured my attention and other people's attention as well. So from a young age, my mother started me voice lessons, piano, violin. I studied at Karamu House and Cleveland Institute of Music, Cleveland Music School Settlement. So I played the violin in the orchestra as well. So throughout my childhood, I was always involved, although I played different instruments, singing for me was my first instrument and my first love. So that was what I continue on doing, singing and songwriting.
And when we became adults, actors, I think one of the first times I saw you, you also are an actor.
Yes.
And we were in Simply Heavenly at Karamu, and I don't know, I was just so fascinated with your character and the way you delivered your songs.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Her name was Joyce.
Her name was Joyce.
Okay. And I was the madam, not the madam, the
landlady. Right. Right. She was the landlady.
I wish I were a madam.
She was the landlady. That was an exciting time. That was a very
we had a good time with that one.
And then right after that experience from the time that I graduated from the College of Worcester. For a couple of years, I did community theater with that show and over at Cleveland Public Theater as well. And that really gave me a lot of confidence and courage to take on New York. So in 2001, that's when I decided to spread my wings, and Lion King and Color Purple evolved, and it became a part of my life.
Color Purple.
Yes, Color Purple.
Forgive me.
Oh, no, that's
and
okay.
I just hit the microphone again, and Leslie's going to have a fit. Okay, where you put that thing.
Yeah, so Color Purple was wonderful, and in between those 2 tours, I had my son, Micaiah. He was on the road with me for a while, and then at some point I said, I'm tired, I need to sit down. And so that's when I came home and decided to start focusing on my music.
And it's wonderful, wonderful music, and such a talent. She is available for all kind of, public singing events, private singing events.
For sure.
So if you want to have one of those memorable weddings, give her a call.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, since Chaka, the tribute to Chaka is coming, Chaka Khan is coming up very soon, we want to have Mariama sing us out to an example of why you should make sure you get to that benefit. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
I looked in your eyes and I can see you've loved so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. These waters are deep, and if I lose my step, I may go under. There's a secret that I keep, and if I hold my breath, I may not remember. Now I could believe I made this all up, pretend it's all a dirty